My son, attend to my words. I got to go to that meeting, right? To that meeting, and I'm going on my way, and someone comes in and is like, bro, let's do this and that. No, man, I have to attend to that meeting. Dude, forget that meeting and come. This, whatever that thing. Like, no, man, I have to attend to that meeting. Attend to my words. Why? Because everything else wants you to attend to them. Social media, YouTube, ideas, your parents, your friends, your whoever, they have ideas, and oh, if we tried it, it's not going to work. It's like, but the word says, no, man, and people attend to someone else instead of my words. And when it says my son, who's talking? The dad, the father. Incline thy ear to my sayings. You know how the horses, they have a ear here and one here, and the eyes, and they can see this section, and they can see this section. So someone can talk here, and the ear of the horse goes that way, and you talk there, and this ear goes this way. Now we cannot do that with our ears, right? Obviously. But you hear a ton of stuff, and you have a choice. Incline thine ear to the Father's sayings. See the progression here. Let them, what? The words, the sayings, not depart from thine eyes. Okay, so I attend to His word. I incline my ear to His saying. I keep it in front of my eyes. Why? Because the purpose is to get there. Keep them in the midst of thine heart. You know, if someone has a bodyguard, or a bunch of bodyguards, right? So let's say this is Michael Jackson, and I'm the bodyguard, right? I've seen that on TV, that's why I give you the example. And I have the bodyguard. And this guy wants to talk to Michael Jackson, and he wants to, hey! He's like, hey. What are you doing here? I just want to. I know you want to. It's not going to work that way. Why? I'm keeping him. That's what he says, the same word in keep them. When someone else comes, like, whoa. Who are you? What do you want? Why is this important? For they, what? The words, the sayings, are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. Skin, bones, tendons, muscles, hair, blood, everything else. Where's the health? In the words of the Father. You can find healing anywhere. It's going to work for a while. It's fine. Health, no. Health, nowhere. Healing? Yeah, you can find it. Quick fix here and there. Health, no. Nobody can promise you health. For sure. Except our Father. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. It is my duty, it's your duty to watch for your heart. Attend, incline, keep them. Because when the heart is aligned with the word, everything you say, it's a done deal. If it's not aligned, we say things, but here's something else. It's not working. So, okay, Brother 𝘁𝘁𝗲, but that's just for health. I'm healthy. All right? I started meditating on these words lately. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to the law. You got to be strong and courageous to do according to the law. You need the most strength and courage for this. Everybody comes against you. Every single friend of God. They all know better. They've been there. They've done that. All of them. They know better than the word. They tried it so many times. They know. Oh, don't you tell me, because I know. Everybody knows better than the word, man. So you need to be strong and extremely courageous, because you start getting the fear of men. But this guy knows better. He taught me. My parents, but the word, yeah, but I used to read the word so much throughout my life. And I was always confused. I was like, where are these things on the ground? I didn't see them anywhere. When I went to the church, to my church, I saw those people reading from the word, the promise. As you can see, brethren, this is not quite like this. In other words, I was like, man, he just read it. And he was saying an experience where this didn't apply. And everybody remembered the experience, whatever the guy went through. When you go through an experience, what do you remember? Whoever went through, but not the word, because for the word, you got to attend, incline, keep them, and guard it. So we had this experience. I started doing this with the word, with promises. I was looking at my life and I said, oh my gosh, I'm missing so many things. I'm so messed up, right? In health, in prosperity, in this, in relationship. I was like, man, I got to fix a ton of stuff in my soul. So I said, let me start by whatever I can see, I got to fix, I got to get the word in me. So I started getting sections of promises, like 3, 4 promises for sections I saw I lack. One of them was this one that the devil hits you, and he has success, right? Because he says, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. It doesn't say no weapon will be formed against you. It says no weapon formed. That means it's going to be formed against you. It's going to shoot you, but it will not prosper, right? And every tongue that raises up, it doesn't say no tongue will raise up against you. It says every tongue that raises up against you, you shall condemn. That means it's going to happen. You're going to. So that's one word I started working on. Another one is like, I give you authority to trample on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Freaking nothing. Don't tell me, no, brother, it's not. Shut the flip up. It says nothing, that means nothing. So I started working this word and these words in me. And people come with all experiences and all shapes of experiences. Everybody knows how this word is not working. Everybody displays it how it's not working, right? And find about a bunch of excuses and explanations with other stuff from the word just to explain it out of the scripture. So we had this, we went to a business conference for the first time in our lives. We went to a business conference. And let's see what these people are talking about. They were Christian guys, and some of them got legit stuff. Other people were just like wisdom of the world. We didn't care for that, but we cared for the faith. Some of them got like legit stuff. And we come back and we were driving like 83 miles per hour. The speed limit was 80, so it was legit. 83. So first lane, right here was a cement, one of those medium, but like this tall, like heavy concrete thing, right? First lane. And this, I don't want to offend Toyota people, but a piece of crap Toyota just passed us. I was 83 driving. So these guys went like this. So like this next to me means 90 easy, right? And they hit the brakes not to hit the car in front of them. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at these people, I'm thinking, me, look at these guys. And I see the back wheels, the back tires, stopping. A lot of smoke. And the car, I saw that stopping, and the car flipped, not flipped, spinned in front of me. I was 83 miles per hour. Back in the days, like 14 years ago, I spinned in a curve, and I had 35 miles per hour. I almost flipped at 35. This was 80, and the guy was 90. He spinned, and I was like, how come they are not flipping over? They didn't flip over, but they spinned into our lane straight up like this, and then rotated, and then hit the thing. Now I was 83. I didn't brake all of a sudden. I was processing this thing, and then I moved the pedal, they got straight into our lane, but for me, everything got really slow, like in Matrix. And this car was coming towards me. I was driving towards them to hit the driver, because it was spinning like this, and then rotated, and then hit the thing. I was going straight to them, and I hit the brakes. And in that moment, I was like, because when you think, oh, I got an orange, right? I got an orange, and you squeeze it, and you get apple juice. That's not a good day. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good day. Because in your mind, you had an orange. What? What am I saying? If you put the word in you and you get squeezed, if the word is not coming out, it didn't penetrate you yet. Still work on it. Keep working on it. So in that second, I saw approaching that thing, I hit the brakes. I stopped when I was 60 or 70 really hard with my Mercedes, and it took quite a while. And this time, when I hit the brakes, it stopped really fast. And in that moment, I was like, I saw how I was approaching like 85, it's 83, sorry. I had an accident before, and something happened, and the person in front of me just stopped all of a sudden, and I hit the brakes. This is like 13 years ago. And I saw the whole thing, and I knew exactly how much the impact was, and I was only like 42 miles per hour. I hit that car, man. I destroyed my car. I almost destroyed that car in front of me 13 years ago. But now I hit the brakes, and everything came to me. See, it's going to happen like before. You're going to hit him just like you hit that thing, but now it's going to be a lot harder, and you're going straight to the driver of that car. And in that second, I was like, it's impossible. It's impossible. Because nothing shall by any means can harm me. That's exactly what I thought. It's absolutely impossible to hit the car. I don't know how I'm going to escape this situation. I have no idea how, because it's physically not possible. But that word came straight up into me. It was like, it's impossible to hit him. You know what happened? My car really slowed down to up to this point, to them. They flipped again, and their back was coming towards me. I saw how they flipped. They spun, sorry. The back car. And I was able to do this really fast. I went around it. It was like this next to me, like you see in those movies when you slow down and go straight, or a bullet goes next to you or something like that. I still have those. And they spinned, and they went into the concrete thing. They barely hit it. That's impossible at 90 miles per hour. That's absolutely impossible. I just stopped on the shoulder. When they hit that thing, they were like in opposite direction. So I backed down, I backed up to them, They got out of the car. He's like, "You guys are good?" They were fighting. A guy and his girlfriend. They were fighting, man. And she got really upset, and she accelerated to, I'm gonna break this car, I'm gonna have an accident, and that's why she passed me by. And the guy, when the guy saw that she's approaching that thing, he pulled the e-brake. That's spin by default. That's spin 101. This is how you do it. So what I'm saying is the word works for sure. That car slowed down for me. It's impossible what happened. Sephora embraced for impact. It's like, it's impossible not to hit. We didn't hit. The word will protect you. His word works. You got to put it in you. Nothing else works. You can try quick fixes and stuff, but it's not going to work. But his word works. 100% works. Just put it in you. Observe to do according to all the law, which Moses, now we understand is not about the law of Moses for us, because the curse of the law, Jesus took it on the cross, right? For us, it's just the promises from the word. So, turn not from it to the right hand or to the left. To the right, but the body of Christ says this, and they tried it, and they know better. The body of Christ, everybody knows better, man, than the word. To the left, those who have nothing to do with the Lord. Carnal is a bunch of ducks. Turn not to the right, nor to the left. But is it what the word is saying, what they are saying? They're from my church, yeah, but they are saying this, and it's not what the word says. Turn not to the right. To my right and to my left, you remember in the word? The sheep and the... But thou may prosper whatsoever, whithersoever thou goest. Now this is not about health necessarily. What about prospering when you're speaking over your soul that you want to get rid of some junk? Let's say I have an addiction, right? Let's say I have an addiction, and I speak over my soul. In order to prosper and get rid of that addiction, I got to be strong and very courageous to keep the words of my Father in front of my eyes. This book of the law, this is the continuation of the verse, shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night. So I was thinking, how can you, a person having a job, do this? Because it's impossible. How? So I was asking the Lord, now think about this. Let's say you have some worries, right? So you just argued with someone over the phone, and you do your work, whatever you do, right? And that thing is constantly in the back of your mind. You still think about it. You're still thinking about it. And you do your work, whatever you do, maybe constructions or you're a driver, is that in the back of your mind. How come that worry can stay there, but the work cannot? Also, it's possible to have it day and night. It's just you choose what to think about. Now, let me ask you this. Let's say this is an army and I'm another army, right? Now, I'm the strong army by not even a question. I can kill these guys just by breathing on them. Who do you tell to take the other army captive? To the strong one, not to the weak one. These guys in chains cannot do anything. To the strong one, you tell him, take him captive. So when he says, take every thought captive, who's he talking about? The you. He's talking about you, because you can. That means you can take every thought captive, because you're the strong army. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said it. If you cannot take it captive, if you are the weakest army, it's not going to work. But that means you're strong. that thou mayest observe to do according to what is written therein. For then shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. It's going to work 100%. 100%. It's not going to fail. But put it in you. Start looking at it. And be strong and courageous. I know everybody's going to come against you. You just take a word about. So I was like asking the Lord, how can I do this having a job? Because I cannot worry when I'm programming. I have to be focused. That's how it works. When you do something like with your hands, when you're cleaning, you can think of anything. But when you're programming, you gotta be focused. So it's like, Lord, how can I do it? So it was funny how that worked. So it's the Lord. So do you remember when you had that sickness in Romania, and you went to the doctor with your mom, and the doctor took because in Romania they give you the pills straight up from the doctor. Now you got to go to the pharmacy, but before it was just like the doctor had the whole shenanigan. They opened the cabinet, and so they put this bottle here of the pills and this bottle, and like 3 things and a drink, some syrup, whatever that is. Syrup, thank you. So he said, you take this every 6 hours, every 6 hours, every 12 hours, once a day. 6 hours, every 12 hours, and once a day. He gave me a package of those 4 things. So I knew every 6 hours, like 6 at 12, 6, 12. So they said, do you remember that thing? I was like, yeah, I was with my mother. And I was the issue, so I had the issues. It's like, so what am I saying in Isaiah? When the book of Isaiah started, Isaiah was the prophet that delivered the word about Jesus, because no other prophet had the thing to deliver. Why? What was the problem? The virgin will become pregnant. That was the problem with all the prophets. They couldn't deliver that. Isaiah got to the Lord, and the Lord is like, who is going to go for us? And Isaiah is like, I will. I'm here to do your will. That's why in the book of Isaiah you have all those prophecies about Jesus in details, with the healing, with the crucifixion, with the death, Isaiah was the only one having guts enough to deliver. So, but Jesus was, the Father was asking this, who believed our report? Who believed our report? That's the question the Father has. Now when I asked that question, he reminded me about the situation with my mother and this thing in Isaiah 1. It's like, so you believe the doctor's report. When the doctor said, every 6 hours, every 6 hours, every 12 hours, once a day, did you believe the report? It's like, man, I took it like my life depended on it. Didn't I? I took those pills like there was no tomorrow. And the Father's like, who believes my report? I told him to put the law in the front of their eyes and incline and attend and guard. Who's believing my report? It's like, I get it. So I set my alarm on my phone. Every 2 hours, I put my alarm, I take a break from my programming, and I look and I made a list of verses, and I take one verse every time the alarm rings. And I take that verse, and for 5 or 10 minutes, I only meditate on that verse. How do I do it? Something like this. So let's say it's noon, right? And ding, 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 ding. My son, attend to my words. My son, my son. Okay, so I'm your son. Okay, attend. What's attending? What do you mean attend? To your words, to your words. My son, attend to my words, attend to my word. Attend, you know, do this. And you do this. Attend to my words, my son, attend to my words. What's attending? What do you mean? Am I attending on something else? Or to your words, to your words. Yeah, but that's not your words, because that guy is saying this, And it's not your word. I see. Okay. So you start doing this with the verses. What do you think? The pills from the doctor work? They don't promise health. A quick fix, yes. They promise a quick fix. But health comes from the word. Well, start getting the report, believing the report of God, the Father, and put the words in you. See if it works. It worked for me. It's going to work for you too, because He's not a respecter of person. If it worked for me, it's going to work for you for sure.